buddy. Come here, boo. Come here. Come here, baby. Who's my baby? Gonna get a buzz? A buddy buzz? Okay, so we are giving this baby a bath. I'm super excited. He is so needing it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get your head. Come here. I'm gonna get your body. We're gonna give you lots of love. Don't worry. Yeah, this is what you need, and I know you've been suffering. And this is what it's about, loving the puppy. So one of the themes of today, and I'll be curious to hear your feedback on this and how everybody's doing, is how we conditionally or unconditionally love people, and if we trust. Because trust actually is really powerful. And most of the times when we don't trust others, we're not trusting ourselves. So that's what I've been sitting with today. Reflecting, listening within. I've got this wonderful Moroccan Method dog shampoo. Sit for me, baby. Will you sit? I'm not going to hurt you, honey. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. This is hard, but it's okay. It's okay. If I have to, you know I'm going to hold you down with my knees. So it's not always easy. They don't always like the process, but let me tell you, when they're done, they are like so happy to be clean. You get loved on. Don't worry, I'm not going to get your head into last. I think that's the key, is really just making sure you just be loving on them. This stuff does not have lather. It says lather free. It has apple cider vinegar, sage, rosemary. It's going to smell so good. You are going to feel so good after this, baby. Don't worry. See, he's trying. And it's just me. So if you've ever washed a dog by yourself, you know what it's like. It's not always the easiest, right, baby? Right, baby boo? And I'm going to get eaten alive by the mosquitoes. Stop, please, please. It's just you and me, boo. You're going to kill after all the buzzies, right? We love you. Oh, you just kisses and love. See, you know it's okay. Hey. And so it's supposed to also be very nourishing, because he's had a lot of rashes. And a couple things I was reading, if you've ever used Frontline, it can actually cause alopecia, which is hair loss. And it eats away at the nervous system, so it causes all sorts of behavioral issues. I started doing a little bit more research today because I forgot all the details. I hadn't used it in a long time. And it doesn't keep them from getting heartworms, which some of my girlfriends have told me have been an issue this past year for their pets. And I have one friend who apparently spent thousands of dollars trying to heal their animal, cat or dog, I can't recall, from heartworm, which is big down here in Florida, apparently. It's okay, baby. We're going to get all the buddies out the boo. We love this baby boo, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You're my baby. So, you got to keep your pet loved, and you got to get, oh, don't be going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. It's just you and me. We're going to get this puppy clean. He's going to be so happy and so handsome. He's puppy Prince Buddy. Puppy. Look at that. There's already, see, and I'm already starting to see fleas again anyway. I started seeing them the other day. And they're down around his paws. Like this one. He's holding on. Look at that. Look at that. We're going to... Yeah, this isn't exactly my favorite part. You like that taste? You like the taste? It's got apple cider vinegar, so he very likely could be enjoying this. Oh, see, now he's trying to eat it out of my hand. Okay, baby. All right, I am going to have to turn around. You're going to stay, because you're not letting me hold you any other way. You got to let me clean you, honey. Stay. And who can blame anyone? I'm going to have to hold him this way now. I got you, baby. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. So you hold them at the hips if you have to hold them with your body, because then you're not hurting them. Oh, this is gonna feel really good. His tail he's been chewing up his tail. And so I've just noticed like his fur, it comes out a lot more and it's not normal. And so if anybody out there has experiences with their pet, please tell me in the comments if you've used things like Frontline. I also read about a doctor that was saying that when they treated their pet, the pet of their client for behavioral issues, because it attacks the nervous system, all these different products, and then they end up, they're freaking out, and you're thinking it's a bad behavior or it's the food or something else, and believe it or not, it's actually the neurotoxins that are in these chemicals that we're putting topically. And it says don't ingest, but what do you think? Your skin is your largest living, breathing organ, so what do you think? That's just as if you're eating it. It's no different, because it takes less than 30 seconds to absorb into the bloodstream directly through the skin. All right, so he does still have fleas, or the fleas are coming back. That is another thing. The fleas in themselves, I've spoken to various pet owners on our walks who have said their pets are so allergic to the flea bites, and they end up with these really bad rashes, which is another possibility. So, you know, it's between the products, the fleas, you know, they create these disease-resistant pesticide, these bugs. Basically, they're super bugs because they keep coming back. They keep coming back despite all the toxicity, you would think. And apparently another thing is, if your dog is very healthy, the body temperature will be less. And so, from what I read, a healthier dog with a higher immune will have a lower body temperature, and the bugs, the fleas especially, like the higher body temperatures. And yes, you got to do it around the butt and all that stuff too, because if you don't, that's where the fleas will go the most. All right, so we're gonna flush you down a little bit. It's okay, baby. I'm not gonna hurt you. You know I love you. And I won't hurt you. He knows I love him. He's been really, really good. He has not been going to potty in the house very much at all. And I really believe that has a couple things. First, he gets a little upset when I don't walk him enough. And second, I really think it has to do with, you know, the reaction. Because even the fleas themselves, when the fleas are biting them, that's a nervous system. That attacks the nervous system just as much as any chemical. So the body just flips out. And can you imagine? I know myself, if I see a flea, I freak out if I feel like the flea's on me. And I got flies or skeeters on me tonight. They're gonna eat me. You're gonna get some good eating, let's just say. Yeah, I'm trying to leave it on a little bit more too, because that apple cider vinegar is going to be really calming, and it should kill also a lot of the fleas that are in him on his fur. See, there's only a little bit, but there's just enough. Just enough. That could be the main reason he's been gnawing again. So once those fleas sense that it's safe territory, they come out, you know. The eggs can last a while in their house, from my understanding. See, okay, so I'm finding fleas. He's a good boy. Thank you, buddy, for being so patient. Yeah, I know it's not an easy process, and it's not fun. I know that. All right, we're going to turn you around. Yeah, I got to get the front, too. I don't think everybody wants to see your backside, puppy dog. But you are a handsome pup, aren't you? You are. See, you want some water? You give him the kisses. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. You want some water? I got you, baby. Don't worry. And I'll actually spray myself just to keep these bugs off of me. So I saw a beautiful rainbow last night. Saw a gorgeous rainbow this morning. Talk about a way to wake up. To have rainbows. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to get you, but I'm not going to get your ears. You want to stay away from the ears. That's why they freak out about their heads. You got to be attentive to, you know, how would you feel if you were being washed by somebody? I know some of us really enjoy having our hair washed when we go to the hair salon. Come on, it's okay, I got you. I got you, baby. There's a flea on his face. So you got to be really, patient with them. If the dog or the cat, whatever you're washing, has had a bad experience, you're not going to make it better by trying to force them through the process. Right, baby? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. And he's so good, he doesn't even need a muzzle. And some animals, you got to muzzle them. My Angel had a few bad experiences with vets. And so we end up having to muzzle her. And I dislike that because she'd actually start gnawing or biting. And she was much more aggressive than Buddy is. So, you're a good boy, you're getting nice and clean, huh? Yeah, you're doing very well. So again, this is a sudsless, so it's not going to get foam. It's foam free. And it's very nourishing. It's very natural. Stop it. You're right. No. He's very strong. You're just a strong puppy. Yes, you are. And it's all the stuff that the bugs don't like. So, are you getting some massagey? Are you getting massagey and loved up? Are you getting loved on? Yes, you are. Oh, look at you. What's a good puppy? Some animals really enjoy the process. They do really, really well, right? If you have a pet out there, please let me know if you got one that likes the bath. I tried to take him to the beach. He did not like the beach. He said, I'm not about the beach. I'm not understanding this weird sensation between my paws. Good boy. I'm so proud of you, baby. Oh, no. I need you to be wet. I need you to be wet, honey. I know, well, just enough. So, apple cider vinegar, I've used apple cider vinegar just to spray to keep the bugs, and I've used it on myself after getting bug bites. My grandmother taught us using apple cider vinegar when you've got a sunburn. It soothes and cools. Okay, we're gonna do the head a little bit, okay? Yeah, and so a little patience goes a long way for the baby. Look at here, come on, put your head up. You're okay, I'm not gonna get you in the eyes, I promise. You know I love you. You're very good. You're very good. He loves his ears rubbed. Yeah. He's a good puppy. He's a lovin' and a bubbin'. So, here we go. Now we're gonna rinse, and I'm gonna try to do a second as much as possible. Okay, baby. And you want to go softer around the head anyway. He's a good puppy. Especially if you're the only one. You gotta let them, again, this is about trust. You want your animal to trust you. Isn't that what really it's about? If they feel like you're gonna, oh, thank you for giving me a paw. That's not what I meant. Your pet's gonna remember from a traumatic experience, just like a child, right? So how many of us have traumatic childhood experiences, and we still have residual triggers and unhealed things that come up when something similar arises. So a lot of distrust in our lives that I found for myself especially. You're a good boy, I love you. I love you, boo. I love you, baby. Can you look up? I guess you had me right. The distrust we have in others is because of what we've learned throughout our lives. And especially if we don't trust ourselves, how could we trust another person? So we have to always go within, and that's one of the things I was sitting with today. Okay, now I'm going to do the ears. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get your eyes. You're moving. Up. Here we go. Hold on. Eyes up. Okay, close your eyes. And do this a little, okay? Just a little. It's okay. You don't want to go directly in their eyes or the ears. They're going to not like that. And they He won't trust you the next time you go to give him a bath, right, baby?
Right? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. You're very good.
You're doing so good. Okay, shaky, shaky. He's gonna make me all wet. Go ahead. Shake, shake. Sorry. All right, so I really had to sit with this because I've been listening to my inner dialogue, and old things from my childhood have been coming up, and how when someone distrusts somebody, a lot of times their behavior is to be very manipulative and verbally distrusting. You can hear it when someone questions you, when you yourself know you're being completely truthful and honest with them. And if you can notice that, you can start to have compassion and recognize, wow, this really isn't about whether they trust me. It's really about whether or not they trust themselves. Hold on, almost there. So, like, for example, when I was little, and I'm not putting my dad on the spot, but he's a pretty good example a lot of times. You look, see, he likes the taste of this stuff. I'm coming around. I'm going to get your backside, okay, baby? All right, we're going to do this. We got this. So, my dad being the example for this one, for example, when I was younger, I used to hear a lot of times my dad would not trust something I said. And as a child, you want your parents to trust you, and you don't understand when your parents don't believe you when you tell them the truth. And then when you do tell a lie, they still make you feel guilty and shameful of it. So, you know, the idea that you don't know how to respond to them becomes very confusing. And I know what I was sitting with today, for example, was various times in my childhood, or actually my adolescence when I was a teenager. I told my dad this within the past couple of years. I said, Dad, I said, you wouldn't believe me when I told you I wasn't high or wasn't drunk when I was in high school. I said, and you assumed I was, but I wasn't. I said, but the times I was high or I was drunk is the time that you didn't accuse me of it when I was. So, you know, like those kinds of things, just an example, and that's what I was sitting with, was that my dad didn't even know what the truth was, and he didn't trust the truth, nor did he trust, you know, the lie. So that's the confusion of our childhood, right? And then it puts us in a situation where if we're not trusted by others, how can we trust ourselves? And it becomes a question of self-worth and trying to, like, communicate properly. And if someone doesn't believe something you say, how do you talk to them? You know that if you tell them the truth, they're not going to believe you, and that you lie to them, they're going to make you feel bad anyway. So there's this whole dynamic and pattern that gets established as a result. And it's just, it's coping mechanisms. I mean, we learn these behaviors because of the way that people in our lives have responded to us. So survival, right? So it all becomes the root cause of all of these problems is fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of abandonment, fear of not being loved, which is all the same thing. And we want to be, we want to connect with our family. We want to be loved by them. And we have to learn to get rid of the old stories and the old patterns. But the only way to do it is to see the truth of it. And the truth is that that was just the situation at the time. It doesn't make it right and it doesn't make it wrong. But here's the truth now. It no longer has power over you. And that was the past. And the past can also be rewritten, despite what people think. We can learn from it. I know you're so handsome and clean now. I don't even know if I want to try a second coat. You look so darn good. And so it's really just, where are you at and where do you want to be? We don't want to be imprisoned to our past. We don't want to be anxious about our future. So why aren't we present in the moment? Why is it so difficult, right, baby? Why is it so difficult to embrace the current moment? Why? So, that's my question for today. Right now we're being present with Buddy. He's getting wiped and cleaned and loved and brushed, and all those fleas, because there aren't very many. Oh, what a good boy. Nope, nope, nope. Now, he's not going to get very far, but he's going to shake it off. What a handsome puppy. Do you want me to wipe you down? Come here, 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 baby. Come here, let's get you wiped down. Come here, boo. So, here's your handsome poo. See, I told you wouldn't get far. Nothing. Come here. All right, come here. So, you're going to get up here. Come here. Come on, down. There you go. Sit for me. There you go. No, sit. So, he's a handsome puppy. He's a happy dog. You are a handsome doggy. And so, see, and even our animals will teach us presence, right? The moment to moment. Let's really get in this, because look at him. He's like, right now, he's just happy to be clean. He didn't like the process. Come here. Come on up here. Come on. Stay. He didn't like the process, but look at how happy he is now. You know? It's like the process doesn't exist anymore, right? Let me see. He's such a handsome dog. The more present we are, the more we'll see the truth of the situation, is the reality. And the past is no longer the present, so it definitely does not dictate what is going on anymore, unless you get caught up in it. So that's enough of my words of wisdom for the day. Me and Buddy are going to go inside. Come here, sit. Stop moving. Thank you. Stay. I want to try to get you all wiped up. I gotta get your legs too. Yes, a good boy. I know, he's a good puppy. He's shivering because he's wet. He says, but this feels good. And if anything, it probably feels really, really nourishing. So I love you all. I'd love to do a love spin boom, but I might get tripped up by this handsome pup. Will you sit for me? He's like, oh, he's so excited. See, now he's happy. Wouldn't you be happy if someone cleaned you up, made you feel better? So, I love you all. Keep it raw. Stay rad. What?